Okay. Hello and welcome back to Live from Paris here on France 24. It's time now for a look at what the international newspapers are looking at this Friday with our press reviewer Caterina Vitozzi, who joins me now. Caterina, thank you for joining us. The British press this Friday dominated, of course, by one story, the same story that in fact has been in the French press today. Absolutely, as you say, dominated one story alone. We can see on the front page of The Independent a factual look of the story of this British, a family found dead in a car in the French Alps, believed to be of Iraqi descent, but some British nationals, or indeed living in Britain. Very much focusing on the idea of this is a mystery, lots of questions unanswered. This investigation really just got underway. However, The Sun, this is the right-wing British tabloid, they go for a much more of an emotional hook. Where's Mummy? A reference to a four-year-old child who was found underneath the body of her dead mother at the scene. We can have a look at the Telegraph here. They're pointing to the idea of perhaps a family feud may have led to the execution they call it, in the Alps. This is an idea that French prosecutors have suggested. The Telegraph, in fact, then also say they've spoken to a close friend of the father who was found in the car. He says that before the family had gone to France on holiday, there may have been some sort of a row. That same man, that's Zaid al-Dabi, he also then spoke to the Daily Mail. Journalists from the tabloid The Daily Mail have been at the scene of the family home in Surrey, talking to everyone it seems they can find who know or have some connection to the family. Al-Dabi in this paper says that there had been a family row, perhaps with regards to inheritance. Again, this is just conjecture and opinion of this witness who said this in the Daily Mail. However, another neighbour has pointed to a potential link maybe to some police surveillance. He says that the father of the family in 2003, he believed the family was under surveillance, perhaps, he says, by British plainclothes police officers. Again, this is just conjecture. There's no confirmation of this at the moment. This investigation really just underway. As Bénédicte Pavier was saying earlier, it seems the British press have taken it upon themselves to investigate this as thoroughly as the police. Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, British journalists who were at the scene in the French Alps, they've all sort of retreated very quickly back to Surrey, and all at the scene, as you say. OK, well, we're going to move over to the US now, because the Democratic National Convention has wrapped up with, of course, the main man, President Obama, and his speech. And he is, of course, making all the headlines. Absolutely. A quick note on his presence on Twitter. His speech has been the most tweeted about political event in the history of Twitter. Apparently 50,000 tweets per minute on his speech at the convention. However, in the International Herald Tribune, a bit of analysis on, in fact, his first 4-year performance. An amusing piece we can see here by Nicholas Christoph, grading in terms of a school report. Quite a good one, I'd say, ranging from A- to Bs. However, a big fat F for communication. He says that Barack Obama, you know, he was a candidate who spoke in poetry, but has really governed in rather cold, chilly Latin prose. He says, come on, warm up, Mr. President. We know you've got it in there. However, there's been one slight sort of notable absence, I think, during this convention, that of Hillary Clinton. Where has she been? The China Daily tells us she's been on the other side of the world enjoying a cup of tea. There she is. She's been in a tour of Asia, a Secretary of State. She says she has to be absent from the convention, given that foreign policy is non-partisan. But she did say she watched her husband Bill's speech, thought it was great. Of course. Well, back here in Europe, lots of reaction to in the European press to that news from the European Central Bank that we were talking about in business just now. They are going to buy up the government bonds of struggling Eurozone nations. Yes, absolutely. And depending where you are in Europe, different reactions. The German press, a piece in the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, saying how the Bundesbank is, openly critical of this plan, saying you don't get countries to fix their budget deficits by bailing them out. However, back over in Spain, very positive. They say that Mario Draghi is the game maker here, and this could be, for them, the start of the end of the agony. Let's hope so. Thank you very much indeed, Caterina, for that look at today's newspapers. Well, let's get a quick reminder now of today's top stories here on France 24. Barack Obama's been heading into battle and accepting his party's nomination to run for a second term. That's it from us for now. Many thanks for watching. Catherine Nicholson will be here right after the weather with more news headlines. Bye for now.